quite important. It's one of the most important things to have a healthy running engine. So the thing is, if you do a lot of off-road rides, then this is kind of mandatory. 10-20 rides in the dirt, by that I mean really loose dirt that keeps flying around and just just gets to every nook and corner of the motorcycle. That kind of dirt, really fine dust. Then it becomes kind of important for you to have more frequent cleaning intervals. Hello friends, this is Ben back again with another video. This is going to be a video on me cleaning and re-oiling the K&N filter with this K&N air filter recharger kit. So this is what you get to see, a really dirty filter, completely clogged. I can't say clogged, but there's truckloads of red dust in there. That's completely clogged and dirty. And if anyone out there has doubts of K&N air filters filtration capacity, kindly take a look at this, guys. The entire thing, from about 10 plus strips off-road, hardcore dirt and mud, filtered really well, and absolutely nothing on this side. Clean as a whistle. You look at this, all this is the hard stuff, sand, silica. These would be really large particles, quite heavy too. These fellows get into your combustion chamber. There's nothing that's going to stop these fellows from kind of scratching the walls of the it could affect the valves, it could affect the valve seal, it could affect the piston rings, it could make for some nice scratches on the bore. So any which ways, this is definitely going to be filtered without a doubt. But for all the fellows who have doubts on filtration abilities of K&N, as far as really tiny particles, 0.5 micron size particles are concerned, I just showed to you what this filter can do. If oiled and kept properly, this filter is fantastic. Allows more air, there's better throttle input, and at the same time kind of takes care of the dust as well. Cleaning from the clean side to the dirty side. So letting water flow from here to the dirty side. Okay, of course you can use a little bit of pressurized water. A little bit, just a little bit. Okay, so this kind of gave up, stopped working, couldn't help it. Tried fixing it, but then didn't generate enough pressure. So what I did, I transferred the K&N air filter cleaner onto a spray can like this. And this is my 3M car wash shampoo. Well, I transferred that to this and then gave it a nice spray all around, all over. So now, as you guys can see, the dirt will start to come out. Nice application. We'll let it sit like that for some time, at least 5 minutes. You can stretch it by 10 minutes, but the thing that you should keep in mind is that you don't want this thing to start drying up. It should still be wet by the time you come back and you clean this with water again. So leave it only for a certain amount of time, don't let it dry. That is what you will be witnessing. All the gun coming out. This is still okay compared to a lot of other filters that I've cleaned over 15 years. I would say this is still okay. Nice and grey on the inside. So I will just give another coat of the cleaner. I don't know if the camera captures this well, but I still see pink spots here and there. That means that there's some more oil that needs to completely get diluted and get washed away. So I'm going to be going in with another dose of that, and then let it sit for another 3 or 4 minutes. Come back and clean the whole of it up with water. So just repeating the process, nothing much. I will get back to you guys once I'm done with the whole of it and we have the filter to dry. Back again with the dry air filter. What I did to speed up the process was I used my hair dryer, which I had a long time ago. For the hair that I had a long time ago. And so I used this to speed up the process of drying the air filter, and took about I would say 2 hours of drying it in the sun, and then about 5 minutes of just warming it up. Once you blow some air right inside, right there, if you keep blowing air inside at medium pace, you should know how to use a hair dryer, at medium pace. And then if you keep blowing the air inside, 3/4 of the leftover water comes out in the form of vapor, and whatever it is that remains, all you need to do is just go on the outside like this. Just keep doing this and dry the whole thing up. So there you go. You do need a pair of steady hands to know the right amount, not in excess, of course. So that's that, and I shall continue. Okay, so that's the job done. The entire oil filter, the air filter saturated in oil. As you can see, all the fins pink. Now, you're still not good to go. You still can't shove this inside your motorcycle. It's because. Yep. I don't know if the camera catches it. There's still a bit of the oil that needs to seep in. This is a multi-layer gauze. This is not just one layer. So if you apply oil here, it doesn't mean that it has completely gotten through to the other side. It still hasn't reached its full saturation, and that takes some time. In my experience, I have seen this take about 3 to 6 hours for the entire oil to be saturated completely into the cotton gauze. And once that happens, you'll also see that the color on the top starts becoming a little more pale. That's because the oil is getting seeped in. It gets absorbed by the lower layers, and you will have to allow for that. You'll have to give this sufficient time to rest and to be completely saturated. So we'll keep it like this for some time now, and then come back and then switch the position, and maybe 4 to 6 hours later I'm going to put this back on the motorcycle. So the number one symptom that comes up, which gives you an idea, I mean, which can tell you that your filter cleaning interval is due, or the number one indication to knowing that your air filter is completely dirty, is that your fuel economy starts going down. And if the average goes down below, let's just say the Himalayans, healthy Himalayan engine would be somewhere around 25 to 28 kilometers a liter. So if it starts going below that, like somewhere around 20 to 22, then for a fact that you can go ahead and clean your air filters. If you're not cruising at an indicated 100 kilometers an hour throughout the day, then your fuel efficiency should be definitely above 25 kilometers a liter. So once it starts going down, then that your air filter is kind of getting clogged up. You can think about servicing your air filter. Now, another thing, if you guys can notice all that red sand and dust, that is what I was talking about. If you live in an area, or if you do a lot of off-road rides where you are faced with that kind of stuff, then it becomes even more important that your cleaning intervals, you kind of I have a fine dust layer sitting inside the air filter box. Of course, I'm going to be cleaning it with, so that's some tissue, and I'm going to be showing to you what I mean. If it's high time you serviced your air filter, then also you do a lot of off-road rides, then there is a chance that you guys can get, I don't know if the camera is capturing it, that's just a fine dust mist. Don't really know what to call it, but then again, that's nothing to worry about. The engine can very easily take care of that stuff, but anything more than that is going to be a bit of a bother for the engine. But this is not about the engine, this is about this dust clogging up your air filter and you losing out on fuel economy. Okay, so now the next thing, the most important thing for you to do is run a bead of grease on this edge throughout. This is where the cap seals with the air filter box. This is the most important area. You don't want the air filter box sucking in dirt from right about here. So there should be absolutely no leakage here. And this is where running a bead of grease helps. I've made videos on this multiple times, but just doing it again. This is the mating surface. Just the right amount, no more, no less. Again, a dedicated air filter grease from K&N. If you guys don't have access to this, you can definitely use waterproof grease. So line that up, try and line this well. If you guys can see, you get it to the right point, it will slowly start moving in. Also see to it that you generate just a little bit of pressure on the top, and there you go. Now once that's in, your job becomes a little more tricky again. You have to be really careful not to smudge the grease. Just one push and lock it in place. Do not move around and spoil the mating surfaces or the grease. Get things to line, and that's it. One push. Now I will have to keep this camera somewhere so that I can go ahead and install the screws without really taking my hand out. three size 4 Allen key bolts. The whole thing seats well, so it's completely flush with the surface now. All you need to do is just that much. That's good enough. Once it seats, a quarter of a turn. Once it seats, a quarter. This one I did it up. That's it. That's about it. Nothing more. Just not even a quarter. 1/8 I would say, and that's good enough for plastics. Perfetto or perfetto. Idles completely fine. Cold start after 10 days and no issues. That's good. So that's as far as the air filter is concerned. Pretty straightforward installation. No confusions, no doubts. I mean, you will not have any amount of you guys will not have any difficulty trying to figure this out. Very straightforward job. The more important thing here to remember is if you do a lot of off-roads, make this a periodic activity in your maintenance schedule. Do not omit this. So take care of your air filters and your engine will run really well. You will not have the fuel efficiency figures drop, and I mean, you will technically have a very nice responsive throttle too. So that's another video on maintenance coming to an end. Hope to see you on another one soon. Until then, this is Ben signing out for now. Ciao.